complex genealogy project Tucker hired her for, which would likely take years for the number of individuals involved. In addition to the nuptials, visiting St. Louis meant she would see where the story of Tucker's family history first tangled in the baby snatching that had nearly undone him when he found out. "And we'll have a spectacular time," Nolan said. "But we have our own great city right here with history and culture and all the good stuff. You liked it when you went to college." "I still do. I just haven't had a lot of reason to come down lately." "Well, today you do." Nolan merged into a faster lane and accelerated. "I have a feeling there's a story here," Jillian said. With her dad, there was always a story. People liked to talk to Nolan. He was one of those people who made friends wherever he went and stuck in people's minds. In his work as a family law attorney and legal mediator, he met a variety of people other than his clients, but he could still drop into a random coffee shop or a hardware store and come out having met 4 new people, and probably would talk with them long enough to find a common connection with at least one. Shops, parties, sporting events, business meetings. People remembered Nolan Duffy. He thrived on it. Not Jillian. She inherited some sort of recessive introvert gene, and another one for preferring a well-ordered life. "The curator called me," Nolan said. "And how do you know a museum curator?" He shrugged. "We had coffee once." That meant Nolan had chatted with the curator in the line ordering coffee, or something else equally ordinary and forgettable to most people. "And?" Jillian said. "And he has a situation he thinks may require legal attention, or at least he'd like to probe a legal opinion about the advisability of legal representation around matters of liability and financial consequence." Now that's legal speak if ever I've heard it. "Do not mock my profession, young lady." "Never," Jillian laughed. "What does this have to do with me? Or a souvenir? Is this all just an excuse to get me out of the house?" "What if it is? It's a fine day for a drive, and I enjoy your company." "You don't have to charm me. I already love you." "Oh, right." "It's Saturday, and you'll be in Denver on Monday. Why the special trip?" "Because I wanted to bring you along, obviously." "Dad?" Nolan checked his mirrors and changed lanes again. Clearly, they were headed to Denver now. "Here's what I know," he said. "It's not much. Years ago, decades, I think, the museum received a trunk that was abandoned at Union Station." "Decades?" He nodded. "The curator is relatively recent, but the museum is about 50 years old. He's not at all sure of the story, but from what he can tell, the trunk arrived at Union Station over 100 years ago and somehow was separated from its owner." "Surely the railroad would have had a procedure for unclaimed luggage." "We don't know what happened, Jilly." "How did the museum get the trunk?" "I don't know that either. He didn't say. I'm not sure he knows. It's not a large museum. It's one of those places where a historic home in a notable neighborhood has been converted to a museum, and gradually they collect pieces that might have been authentic to the period. My guess is that they ended up with the trunk that way." "Union Station wouldn't just give away lost luggage." "Not at the time, no. Perhaps never officially. But at some point, someone took possession of it. Maybe someone just thought it was in the way of a renovation project. Rich, the curator, discovered it just a few days ago while he was overseeing an effort to clean out and organize overcrowded storage space in the house's basement. There's no record of the item being logged into the collection of the museum, yet there it is." "Very irregular." "Yep." Somebody must have had it in between. Whoever's hands it ended up in after Union Station got tired of it and dumped it on the museum because the thrift store didn't want it. It's probably been painted and full of junk while somebody used it as a coffee table after finding it at a flea market. "Nope.